Welcome back, YouTube. Here we have another banger of the video with OV17. This is actually going to be a submission and a reveal due to the cards just essentially being, we don't have a lot of cards here, so the video is going to be super short. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and submit these cards, and we're going to wait till we receive them, and we'll do a review as well. And so you're actually going to see both parts here in this video. We're going to see the submission, and we're going to see the grades when we get these back from PSA. All these are vintage. These are essentially all in the early 70s, 72, 73, 74, 75, somewhere around there. These are not my cards. These are friends of mine, a coworker actually. So he actually opened all these cards when he was a kid, essentially back in the early 70s. And he noticed that I essentially buy and purchase a lot of sports cards. So he went back to his old binders and found a lot of these cards. He actually has a lot more, but these are some of the ones he pulled out. Prepped these for him. I cleaned them for him. We're going to send these over to PSA in the Vintage July special. So let's get into it. So we have a all-pro running back, O.J. Simpson, card number 130. We have another O.J. Simpson. All these are from Topps. This one's number 500. We have, again, Bills AFC running back, O.J. Simpson. This card number is 500 as well. We have a Jet Pugh, defensive tackle from the Cowboys. This card number is going to be 387. Here we have all-pro middle linebacker, Leroy Jordan. Card number 138. This one did have a little bit of I think this was touching a bubblegum pack. Maybe there's some bubblegum on this one here. Cleaned it up as best as I could. We're gonna send it in and see what happens. Here we have two Floyd Littles, both from Topps, running back from the Broncos. Card number 289. There we go. Here we're gonna have an Art Shell tackle out of the Oakland Raiders. Card number 272. Again, this is vintage, boys. I had never done vintage in the past. These are not my cards, so I really don't know what to expect. Craig Morton, quarterback, Cowboys. Card number 493. Here we're gonna have a Ken Stabler, quarterback, Raiders. Card number 487. Roger Staubach, quarterback, Cowboys. Card number 475. And our last card for the submission is going to be this Terry Bradshaw out of Pittsburgh Steelers, card number 15. Again, all these are from Topps. They're all from 72, 73, 74, 75. Guys, to be honest with you, I think the highest grade that may come back, maybe a 7. I'm expecting anywhere from, my lowest grade ever, I think, was a 6. Yes, a 6. And that 6 looked a lot better than these cards, I'll say that much. So I really don't know what to expect. I think if we get a 7, we're going to call 7 a Gen Mint 10. Just because these cards are old. They were opened back in the day. They were played with. They were never protected. So on and so forth. So I think realistically, all these are going to be anywhere from a PSA 3 to a PSA 7. We may get 1 7, maybe a 6. We'll see. But we're going to go ahead and send these in. Like I said, we're sending these in with the Man on the Moon cards that we got from 1969 as well. And we're going to send these in with a whole bunch of Michael Jordans that were cracked out of slabs. Give you a little sneak peek. Here we go. And also the NFL special. We're going to be all sending at the same time. So we have 4 orders going in at the same time. We have NFL special. We have Man on the Moon cards. And then we have all these Jordans that were Gen Mint 10. And then obviously the vintage that I just showed you. So all these are going to be shipping out this morning. And hopefully we'll have these videos back here pretty soon. Also, just a sneak peek. Also working, all these are already prepped and ready to go. These cards here, I'm not sending them in. We have about 9 more days till August, and I'm hoping PSA does a special. With my membership, I think my cost is around $18.99 a card. But sometimes if they run a $15 special or a $16 special, I could essentially save anywhere from $4 to $2 on each card. So all these, like I said, these are ready to go. These are actually plugged in PSA. I'm just gonna wait another 9 days to see if I could get a better deal on a PSA. If I could essentially save around $100 to $150 if I just wait about 10 days. I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna go ahead and wait it out 10 days and see if we do get lucky and get on the special. We'll come back and show you all the grades for those vintage cards. Hang tight. It is November 20th. I have my first guest on this channel. We're gonna call him Sed. And we're probably asking like, well, why do we have someone on this channel? Well, guys, this order here, this is a vintage order. Was it 1967,
68, 69?
Somewhere in there. It's either late 60s, early 70s vintage football. As a matter of fact, right before this, you would see the submission, and then we're gonna put the reveal, which is what you're seeing now. I'm gonna put it together. I think it's like 10 or 12 cards, but usually I reveal other people's cards. This time I'm gonna have Sed actually reveal his cards. But before we do that, I'm gonna we're gonna do a little Q&A real quick. I'm asking him some questions. I'm gonna let him open his order, and then we'll go from there. So he doesn't know the questions I have for him, so this is all live, guys. This is all live. At least we're doing it live. You're watching it pre-recorded. So first question I have for you, Sed, is when did you start collecting cards?
Man, I probably started when I was about 6 or 7 years old in kindergarten. And that would have been 1967 or so.
Oh, wow. So did you buy these cards, or are these cards you had in your collection, or how did you acquire these cards here?
Yeah, no, that was it was like a treat. My mom used to take us to the grocery store. They would be at the checkout counter, and of course, as a kid, we'd pick up a few cards, a few packs, and practically begged to get them, because in those days, they were at 10 cents or 5 or 10 cents, and it was always, have you been good? Do you think you deserve these? And I was like, yeah, I'll be good, So it was like a bribery for mom.
Oh wow, that's crazy, and I'm laughing because I didn't get much sports cards myself growing up, around that age, and I wouldn't say my biggest regret, because as a child or as a kid, you really can't have regrets, where you can't essentially like have pick your destiny or pick your cards or whatever, especially if you don't have any money. But my thing was, I remember going to school, in 5th grade. I'm a lot younger than Sed, guys. Y'all haven't figured that out. But and you'll know here is when I tell you my story. I remember 4th or 5th grade, people are showing up with these Pokemon cards in their pockets. And I was like one of the very few kids that didn't have these Pokemon cards. And now these cards are like $100,000. It's crazy, if they're graded well. And believe it or not, guys, I never had a pack of Pokemon cards that were actually purchased for me. I never really owned any Pokemon back then. So I was a little envy of the other kids. I did acquire one card somehow, some way. I'm not going to mention how I acquired said card, but yeah, it's kind of crazy. So you mentioned that you would get these cards at the grocery stores, and you kind of beg mom to get them for you. Okay, yeah. So have you had these cards? Are these cards that we're going to reveal? Have they been in your possession since you're 6, 7, 8, 9 years old?
Yeah, ever since I broke open the packs. I kept them in a little cardboard shoebox, and we made the mistake a lot of times of like wrapping rubber bands around them.
Okay, yeah.
Because there was no such thing as the plastic holders or anything like that. It was just all, we had our hands on them all the time. We traded them all the time. They were flung back and forth between one another, and it just, that's why it's so hard to find these in a tin. And the way they made them in those days, they weren't concerned about centering or, surfaces or whatever, so that's what got me started in cards.
So what happened? So you begged mom. I'm like, yeah, I've been a good boy. I did all my chores or whatever the case may be. And she bought you a pack for 10 cents. So once you ripped the pack, what happened to the cards? Where did they go?
Usually they'd go into into the collection, and a lot of them had the checklists with them. And the first thing you did was you would go to your checklist and see, just like cards nowadays, you knew what you had right away as soon as you opened that pack. You knew what you had in your inventory, I guess you could say. Of course, we didn't refer to it as our inventory in those days, but um, yeah, you knew what you had in hand, and then you'd go to your little checklist and check off the card you had.
All right. A couple more questions before I let you open up this pack here.
Get to it.
Give me two more. I got two more questions for you.
Right on.
So, just because people are gonna want to know, were these cards ever used as an exhaust for your bicycle?
No, they weren't used. Oh, you mean like in the spokes?
On the spokes,
Yeah, absolutely. Probably not the football cards, but the Batman cards.
Oh, you have some Batman cards? You
Yeah.
want to show them off real quick?
Yeah, I'll show them off real quick. Here's one. I got it upside down, but these cards were definitely. I mean, on this one you could tell we put the clothespins on the side of the bike and then clipped the card to it, and yeah, they were in the spokes, man.
These were in the spokes?
Yeah, I'm sure this one probably was.
That's crazy.
Tore up a little bit.
And what year are these?
Oh, these are going to be what 1966.
Oh wow! And you ripped these open from?
Yeah.
That's crazy, guys. Wow, look at that. We got Batman and Robin. Look at this.
Yeah.
And we actually have them together in one card as well. That is crazy. So he did bring a few cards, a few little goodies.
So it's really a shame that these cards weren't,
Protected as we do nowadays.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the last question I have for you is, before I let you rip this open, is how many of the cards do you still have from your childhood? Percentage, if you had just a percentage.
Yeah, I would say 90%.
90%. Wow,
Yeah,
that's
I held on to them that long.
That's
But
crazy.
I figured someday they'd be worth a lot of money. Yeah, if you hit a 10 on some of these football cards, and
all right, Seth. Well, let's get to it,
All
man.
right, I'm excited.
There you
So,
go.
I get the honors of holding the knife, right?
No!
Yeah. Just don't cut yourself.
Can I just do it?
Yeah, you can do it however you want to do it, buddy.
Yeah, I'll rip a finger off here. I'm breaking tradition here, guys. I feel honored about this. All right, oops. I'm screwing things up here already. Here we go. Get into it. All right. There we go. This is a first, boys and girls, here on OV17, so I'm excited. Okay, gotta pop that open. This is my first opening a PSA pack,
First time.
so this is all new to me. So apologize for the delay here.
All right, guys, I think it was like 12 cards or something like that, so it's not a whole bunch, but what is cool about these cards is all vintage football, and these are all said football cards from, let's see here, we got the invoice here. What year are these? This year is, we're talking about 1974, 1973, 1975. So these are all cards that he ripped open back when he was a child, and so
Yeah,
I think it's kind of cool to see them slabbed up, and we're about to see these grades. We're going to see how he reacts to them.
okay, so we have the 74 art shell here. Interesting seeing what the grade is on this. Let's hope we get a 10, but we'll see. Oh, it's a 3.
It's a 3.
Came back as a 3.
Now let me ask you this,
Yeah.
and we're about to get back to the rest of the order. How much better does it look in the slab
Oh,
than
man.
without the slab?
That looks incredible. I mean, to me, that looks way better than a 3, I don't know. I think you got a hard grade on that one, but it's a 3. It is what it is. Craig Morton's up next. This car could be worth something if it gets a good grade on it. So let's take a look at it. Got a 5.
There you go. You're climbing up that ladder.
Climbing the ladder. 3 and a 5. So next one's a Floyd Little. This is 73 tops, Floyd Little. That's a 5. Got a 5 on that one. Our next card is O.J. Simpson.
Rest in peace, OJ.
Yeah, 1974 tops, O.J. Simpson. Now you can see the centering's off on this one a bit, but I mean, it's a pretty clean card, so got a 4. Jethro Pugh, Dallas Cowboys. 1974 tops. And this one got a 6.
All right, there's your high.
Getting a little higher
A
there.
little higher.
Okay, this is a big card here. It's a Roger Staubach. And it's a 73. Nice looking card. And pulled a 3.
There we go. We got a 3.
Wah, wah.
I bet the Cowgirls wish they had him playing at quarterback right
No
now.
kidding.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Next one up is Terry Bradshaw. This is 73 tops. Card number 15. And got a 4. Pulled a 4 on that one. We got Leroy Jordan out of Dallas. Dallas Cowboys, middle linebacker. 1974. And got a 4 on that one. Pull this next one here. Kenny Stabler, Oakland Raiders, 1973. These usually, if you can hit a 9 or a 10 on them, they're $200 or $400 cards. So, wah, wah. Got a 2.
Oh, 2. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I can see some of the damage on it.
yeah.
This one was on your bicycle. Was this your exhaust?
No, I didn't put a lot of the football ones on the bike.
Okay.
Next up is the O.J. Simpson, card number 500 on the tops. It's a 73 as well. So got a 4. Got a 4 on the O.J.
2 more cards.
Got another O.J. here. This one he was with Buffalo. It's a 75 O.J. And got a 5. And this is the last card. This is a Floyd Little as well from Denver Broncos, card number 289. Much like the other one we pulled before, and this one got a 5.
So what did the other one get?
I think it got a 5 too, didn't it?
I got a
Oh,
5.
5, yeah. So
Okay, so 2 5s.
2 5s.
All right. Well, I told you guys it was a small order, but it was kind of cool to see a lot of these vintage football get graded and see how hard they are, or were they a little lighter, were they a little harder. Now I do have some Q&A, post grades for you. Do you think these grades are appropriate for the card?
Yeah, I mean that's a hard call because I mean they look pretty good. I think they're kind of low, to be honest with you. I expected like maybe 5, 6, maybe pull an 8 out of here, but to get a 2. The mainstream ones are 5s and 4s.
So on average, you got about a 5 on.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever think these cards will still be in your possession when you were a childhood?
Actually I did because, I looked at it at someday I'd probably have kids and these could be something I'd pass along to them. And, these cards are some of them 50 years old, and if my kids hung on to them for another 50 years, they're 100-year-old cards. There's no telling what they would have been worth.
All right, guys, the last thing is I'm going to give you all a sneak peek of a video to come. I actually have one more PSA order that's on its way, and that is Man on the Moon, believe it or not. I just saw a video yesterday. We had Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Tillman Fertitta. I don't know why Tillman Fertitta was down south in Brownsville. I saw one of Elon's rocket go in the air yesterday. And that being said, believe it or not, I had no idea this stuff was even a thing until SEDMAC showed me some of his cards. And we actually do have 2 cards here, just a little sneak peek. These we didn't. As a matter of fact, there was something that Sed and I did off air. Sed was telling me that he ripped these packs when he was a childhood as well. And so we found a couple of these packs on eBay. We purchased them. We actually ripped them on this channel. If you want to, actually we didn't rip it on channel. We ripped it off air, but I showed off the cards or at least a submission on this channel. Well, I'll probably put the video here. Now, these 2 cards did not go into the submission because they actually gave you a pack of gum. I tried to get Sedmac to chew this gum. I offered him like $200 or something like that. He just won't chew it.
Yeah, I got enough broken teeth already.
If
so
anybody wants
I
to
don't
chew
need it.
this gum, you let me know. We'll get this to you. But we didn't send these in because they had the bubble gum residue on the cards. But not gonna lie to you, said I actually saw the grades for those today.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Were you surprised as well? Did you think they'd score a little bit higher than they are?
Well, you don't know the grades yet. Oh, you're talking about these?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought anywhere from 5 to 7s on some of them.
Okay.
These here may be a little too.
So what you're saying is you've seen Man on the Moon?
Yes, what I'm saying is I saw right before this recording, I saw the
Okay.
Man on the Moon grades.
I see a glimmer in your eye. You better not be fooled.
So that being said, guys, y'all stay tuned. We will actually have, I forget how many. I'm gonna say there's 20 of those cards, something like that. Now, 3 of them were put on Mac's bicycle, and they weren't protected, in other words. But the other 18 and 16 of them were essentially, pulled from a pack. This pack here and another pack, and put into the penny sleeve and a top loader, how we do nowadays, and they're sent to PSA. So we will be able, trust me, we will be able to see the difference in the grades on those particular cards. But I think we'll be quite surprised. I think you'll be surprised to see some of those grades. But before we get out of here, just to be able to open a pack from, this was 19. I remember here.
66, I think.
Late 60s. I don't remember exactly what year this was, but to be able to open a pack like this with said, and essentially, in 2024, and him opening this up way back in the day and redoing it now, it was cool. It was a cool moment.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, and I think you're gonna be a little excited to see those grades. To be honest.
Yeah, if any of them are 10s or mine.
All right, guys. I think that's all I got out of this video. I appreciate the views, guys. If you have a question for Sad, post it on the comment section, and I'll make sure he'll reply to it. But that being said, guys, thank you for the support. Love y'all, and I'll see y'all later.
Yeah, thanks for having me, brother. Appreciate it. It was fun.